Hello, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Sales Executive for our video message of the week. All right, this week's message is entitled Strategy. And the reason I entitled it Strategy is we've got to do some thinking around a concept. This concept is pricing of property. You know, our business comes with many responsibilities. One of those responsibilities is to make sure our clients win over the competition. And one key aspect to that is making sure that we stay ahead of the market and we communicate to our clients exactly how to do that. So as we talk about pricing, first, let me share with you why we're in this situation at this moment in time. Well, it's easy. Prices appreciated and now they have leveled off. I don't want you to generalize the market. You still got to look at price range, you got to look at area, you got to look at amenities, but in a strong general sense, prices went up and now they've leveled. So what does that mean to you and how are you supposed to communicate this effectively to your sellers? Well, I'm going to share 3 ideas with you today, really 4. The last one is something that you can do internally, okay, to help with this situation. Let's get started. First, you need to make sure you're setting expectations right up front. And I know some of you are sitting there saying, well, I do set that expectation. No, you've got to be really, really clear with that. Today, we have about 65% of the inventory on the market today, in both markets, Las Vegas and in Phoenix, priced too high, over market. Because again, prices went up and now they've leveled off. So when I talk about setting expectations, you've got to explain this to your sellers, that we want to be priced effectively so the property sells and they stay ahead of the competition. Second, the current competition on the market today, the listings that are on the market today are more important than the previous sales. Let me repeat that. The current competition, the current listings on the market today are more important than the recent sales. Keep this in mind. The recent sales, because the market has adjusted, aren't as accurate as they used to be. In fact, even the ones very, very close that have closed recently because they've sold a while back aren't as accurate as they need to be. You need to look very closely to the competition. What other listings are your seller competing against to price that property effectively, staying right under the competition, making sure, one, they maximize their equity, but they actually get the property sold and don't follow the adjustment further down. Now, to do this effectively, you need what I call a barometer. How do you know? All right, so you've done this, you've looked at the listage, you priced it effectively based on the competition, but how do we know we're moving in the right direction? Well, the barometers I would suggest you use are 2. One is showings per week. If you're not getting people through the house, clearly it's a price issue. So every week you need to call your seller, and some of you probably already do this, and ask them, how many showings have I had this week? If they say 0, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for you, and it's unacceptable for your client. And by the way, you should be the most upset in that situation, even over your sellers. Let them know we've got to sit down. This is too important and we cannot fall behind, okay, the market aspects. So to stay ahead of the market, we got to sit down and we've got to talk about price. This is so key. So the first barometer there is showings. How many people are looking at the property? There's a second one, and this cannot be more direct. Did your property sell? If it hasn't sold in 30 days, then you need to look at that price. Keep in mind, if you're getting feedback from other people, other agents who showed it, and there's another issue with the property, great. Work on that, get that rectified, and get it done. But the reality of this is if it hasn't sold and the feedback is little or none because there hasn't been a lot of showings, you've got to get that price down. Like I said, 65% of the listings right now are priced too high. And we don't want to miss that opportunity for our clients. The moral of today's video is to make sure that we stay ahead of that competition. One other quick idea for internal is if you have questions on pricing, bring all your listings in. You can do this in a group with the other sales executives and leadership and go through file by file and look at Where should this price be? Give me a fair, acceptable range and get some feedback from the other professionals in your office. You all deal with these sales every single day. Feedback from your leadership as well as other sales executives can be so valuable. Closing. We want our clients to be ahead of the market, not behind. To do that, we've got to be open, honest, and direct and give them the key information that they need. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.